with their strong selection of engines and wide variety of options available, are the first generation Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra worth your look in the used car market? Watch this complete buyer's guide and find out. Hey Useful Videos family, before we begin this buyer's guide, make sure to subscribe to my channel and also hit that alarm bell so you can check out all of the other amazing buyer's guides on my channel, as well as get updated when I post a new video. When developing the new GMT800 series pickup trucks, GM had to be really careful. How could they modernize the Chevy GMC CK pickup truck without alienating its huge fan base? Well, they made disc brakes standard on all models, provided buyers with a new generation of powerful Vortec engines, introduced a stiff new frame with hydroformed rails, and appealed to customers by offering a wide variety of convenience and luxury features. And because this was a completely new generation of pickup truck that GM completely re-engineered and redesigned, they changed the CK name to Silverado for Chevrolet and Sierra for GMC. GM wanted buyers to know that their new generation of pickup truck rode better, handled better, stopped quicker, and was more powerful and comfortable than ever before. In terms of their exterior design, the GMT800 series pickup trucks were an evolution of the styling found on the CK1500 pickups. The exterior styling of the GMC and the Chevrolet were much more conservative and low-key, especially when you compared them to the semi-truck aesthetic of the Dodge Ram or the aerodynamically styled Ford F-150 of the day. According to General Motors, their truck buyers were really loyal to the brand and wanted styling that resembled the look of the CK1500 trucks. And compared to the Chevrolet version, the GMCs would get specific bodywork for the hood, front fenders, bumpers, grille, and finally the unique-looking composite headlamps. For the 2003 model year, the Silverado version received a mildly aggressive redesign of its front end. There's new headlights that are positioned at an angle, a revised grille with prominent Chevy bow tie, and a new aerodynamically styled hood. The front fenders and rear taillights were also redesigned to give a more powerful look. For the 2006 model year, the hood and grille was redesigned, with the hood now sporting a power dome look. The GMT800 series trucks were available as a regular cab, extended cab with 3 doors in '99 and 4 doors from 2000 on, and a crew cab starting in the 2001 with the HD models and becoming available on the 1500 non-HD in 2004. In terms of bed lengths, buyers could specify a fleet-side 6.5-foot short box or a long box at 8 feet, and there was also an available 6.5-foot sports side flare side short box available. If you're looking to buy one of these trucks, there are some common issues that you should be mindful of when looking at the exterior of the vehicle. First and foremost is rust. Rust can eat away at the vehicle's bodywork, frame, and bed. The most common areas for rot is the rear fender arches, the cab corners, and the rocker panels. This is especially true if you live in an area where it's cold and they use salt or other chemicals on the roads. When inspecting a truck that you're interested in, it's really important to get down low and look closely at the areas mentioned to ensure that rust has not taken over the vehicle. Be on the lookout for any low quality or shoddy bodywork and paint work that may be used to cover up a rust issue. This rust issue affects all GMT800 series trucks, so due diligence here is very important. In addition to the bodywork, it's critical that you take a deep look into the frame to ensure that it's structurally sound. After being exposed to the elements, the frames can rust and sometimes even crack, making the vehicle unsafe to drive. Also, take a close look at the brake lines and fuel lines. You'll want to ensure that these have not been rusted through and are in good shape. However, if they have been rusted through, there are kits out there to replace these lines. The interior of the GMT800 series trucks was very conservatively designed and styled. Compared to the CK1500 interior, it was an all-new interior that included a large speedometer and tachometer, as well as other smaller gauges for pertinent vehicle information. The sound system controls sat on top of the AC and heater system controls, and everything was logically laid out and easy to use. The interior was very roomy, especially on the extended cab and the crew cab models. The quality of the plastics used within the interior and the overall fit and finish did receive some complaints from owners stating that they wished the items were made to a higher standard and of better quality. However, things like the seats were really comfortable and they were offered in really nice cloth or luxury leather seating surfaces. Because a lot of GM's consumers were purchasing these vehicles for private use and personal use, not specifically for work use, GM added a lot of luxury and convenience features to make the trucks more appealing. Things like leather, heated, lumbar seats, as well as power adjustable pedals, a Bose stereo system, and a lot of different trim models allowed customers to really fine tune their purchase to make sure that they're getting exactly the truck that they want with all of the options. And that was one of the positive things about the GMT800 platform. There was so many different vehicles built on this platform that you could really fine tune and choose the exact vehicle for your specific needs. Some of the problems you may run across with the interior of the vehicle include broken door handles and grab handles on the door panels, torn bottom seat bolsters, flaking or peeling paint on the dashboard or other materials that are plastic within the cabin, gauges that don't work. This can be repaired, but it is a good thing to watch out for, and faulty dimmer switches causing no dash lights or headlights or other electrical issues within the cabin. Hey viewers, know of any issues not mentioned in this video? Make sure to leave a comment in the comment section below so we can all get educated on the issues with these trucks. The GMT 800 series trucks are powered by a series of Vortec engines. The entry-level engine is a 4.3-liter Vortec V6. From 1998 to 2003, the engine made 200 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. For the 2004 to 2006 model year, it got a slight decrease in horsepower, being rated at 195, but remained at 260 pound-feet of torque. The next engine in the range is a 4.8-liter Vortec 4800 series V8. From 98 through 99, this engine made 255 horsepower and 285 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM. In 2000, it got a bump to 270 horsepower while torque remained the same, and then in 2004, it got another increase to 285 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque. The most popular engine in the 1500 series line of trucks was the Vortec 5.3-liter 5300 series V8 engine. This engine made 270 horsepower and 315 pound-feet of torque for the 99 through 2000 model year, getting a slight bump to 285 horsepower and 325 pound-feet of torque for the 2000 model year, and finally for the 2004 to 2007 with the iron block having 295 horsepower, and from 2005 to 2007 with the aluminum block having 310 horsepower. There are also some other engines in the range, which include a 6-liter Vortec V8, an 8.1-liter Vortec V8, and the 6.6-liter Duramax diesel engines. Transmissions for the 1500 series trucks include the 4-speed automatics and a 5-speed manual transmission. Note that the automatics have a tow mode. There's also two different types of transfer cases available. One is a manual shift-on-the-floor transfer case, and another is a push-button operated unit that also has an optional auto-track system which has automatic 4-wheel drive. In terms of common problems that you may run across when looking at a used Silverado or Sierra, we'll start off with the 5.3-liter engines. First, if you're looking at a 2001 through 2006, be really mindful about the Castech heads. Essentially, they can crack, which can cause mysterious coolant leaks and other drivability issues to appear. Unfortunately, because these GM trucks use Dex-Cool coolant, it can really damage the engine if that happens. There's two telltale signs that you have a Castech head. If the head has a casting number of 706 or 862, and if you open up the valve covers and see that stamp on the head, it's going to be a Castech unit. Heads with casting numbers of 706 and 862 are problematic. If you are looking to replace the heads on your 5.3-liter engine, it's recommended to change them to either a 241, 243, 799, or 317 stamped head. If you get a low oil pressure warning light illuminated on your dashboard, generally speaking, it's the oil pressure sender switch. This item isn't expensive to purchase, but it's located in an area that's difficult to get to, close to the firewall of the vehicle. Additionally, you will need to get a special J41712 or equivalent tool, which is a deep socket tool to be able to remove the sensor. On the 4.8 liter, 5.3, and 6 liter engines, it's tightened to 26 foot-pounds of torque, and on the 8.1 liter engines, it's tightened to 22 foot-pounds of torque. If you have a cold, rough idle that diminishes as the engine warms up, and you have the following engine codes, P0171, P0174, or P0300, random misfires at idle, it could be the intake gasket seals are leaking around the intake ports, causing a lean condition within the engine. Even though there are some other issues like piston slap and oil consumption, overall the engine range in the GMT800 series trucks is very reliable. There are some other outliers like the injection issue on the 6.6 liter diesels. However, the engines in these vehicles do last a very long time. In terms of the options and model trims available on the GMT800 series, there was so many different things to choose from, and this was one really nice feature about this series of pickup truck. It was highly customizable to your needs, whether you're going to use it for work or personal use. Another unique but uncommon option was the availability of the Vortec box. The Vortec box and tailgate were constructed from an injection molded composite material that was supposed to resist scratches and dents and never rust. In addition to that, it also was lighter than the steel counterpart and allowed the tailgate to support 1,000 pounds instead of the steel version's 600 pounds. Did you know that GM's first passenger hybrid vehicle was the Silverado and Sierra pickup trucks? The trucks used a micro-hybrid design with an electric motor housed within the transmission flywheel. It was only used to provide engine cranking starting, battery charging, and powering accessories. Under the rear seats was a total of 3 batteries. They were 14-volt, valve-regulated lead-acid batteries that were used to store and provide power. The truck used the 5.3-liter Vortec V8 for its main engine. The truck also featured 4 120-volt, 20-amp AC outlets, 2 of which were located in the bed and 2 of which were located inside the cab underneath the rear seat. The next option, Quadra-Steer, which is a 4-wheel steering system, never exceeded a 2.1% take rate. Why? Because it was pretty expensive and a lot of customers didn't really understand what the point of this item was. However, this 4-wheel steering system actually enabled a full-size pickup truck to have the same turning radius as a 3-door Saturn coupe. Most Quadra-Steer models had a unique bed design as well as a button on the dashboard that would allow you to activate or deactivate this feature. The GMC Sierra Denali package was a high-end luxury option trim that gave you a nice leather interior and a lot of other luxury features found in vehicles like the Cadillac Escalade. Consumers looking for a high-performance street truck could option out the Silverado with the SS package. The SS package gave the vehicle a total of 345 horsepower and 380 pound-feet of torque via the 6-liter Vortec high-output V8. They were offered with rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive and had unique wheels and bodywork. There was also a special edition of the SS model called the Intimidator that commemorated the life and legacy of Dale Earnhardt. I also want to talk about some other problems you may run across. If you notice a clunking from the steering wheel when turning left or right, it can be your intermediate steering shaft. The general consensus is that you can either grease it or repair it with a new one. Aftermarket ones usually have a better design and sometimes come with a grease fitting, enabling you to grease that joint. If you come across a truck that says service 4-wheel drive, or immediately puts the vehicle into 4-high or 4-low when you start it, most of the time you can repair this issue by completely replacing the transfer case motor or by replacing the transfer case motor encoder ring and the actuator seal. After all of this information, what's my verdict on the GMT 800 series pickup trucks? I give them 8 out of 10 burnouts. They have really capable engines, a lot of different options and configurations available, and you can usually find a lot of them for sale on the used car market. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you for the next video.